Hi, I'm Chef Steve. Welcome to the Care Kitchen, where we cook with kindness. This program is brought to you by ComForCare and At Your Side. And ComForCare and At Your Side provides personal care for people throughout the United States and Canada. Our program is every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern, where we feature recipes from the Care Kitchen cookbook, as well as just have a lot of fun being creative in the kitchen and, exploring some of the great ingredients and various things that we can do and being very aware of the nutrition and how older adults' appetites change and various other changes that occur as people age. Well, I'm going to get started today with a recipe. This one is one of my favorites, and it's in the Care Kitchen cookbook, and it's a zucchini and pasta casserole with tomato, and it's really delicious. It's basically a vegetarian dish. It does have cheese in it, and it's quite delicious. So we're going to put that together, that recipe, and we're going to just cook that. And while that's baking, I'm going to do a special bonus today, and we're going to try some chicken breast in the air fryer. And I've never done this particular rub before, but I have an interesting ingredient which I'll share with you in a minute. But before we do that, let's get our prep together for the zucchini and tomato casserole. I have all the ingredients here. I'm going to start off first, and I've got my pan right here. Just bring it over. I'm going to put some olive oil in my pan, get that started. Okay, we got our oil there, and so we'll have that pan ready to go. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to dice up my onion. So this recipe calls for onion, fresh zucchini, some ricotta cheese, some Parmesan cheese, and then it's topped with a little bit of mozzarella cheese. So we are going to get our onion peeled here and chop up our onion and then get started on the rest of it. This is one of those dishes it's great because it's summertime, so we get the fresh zucchini in the summer, and the zucchini is always so plentiful this time of the year. I remember in almost anywhere where zucchini grows, but I can remember when I lived in Vermont, and there was a standing joke in the summertime that if you left the windows to your car open, when you got to your car, somebody had put a zucchini in there, and you'd see zucchini in there because they were so plentiful. The gardens were so rich with the zucchini that nobody knew what to do with it. So they shared it in a way that was, of course, very generous, but also sort of funny. You go to your car and you see some zucchini sitting in the seat. So that was kind of an interesting little thing, and it's a very good vegetable because zucchini is one of those vegetables that just picks up the flavor of everything. So first thing I'm going to do here is get my onion in the pan here, and then we'll get this started cooking and cut up our other ingredients. Now I can get the onion in there first because it takes a little bit longer to cook than the zucchini. So basically what this recipe does is we're sauteing the vegetables in olive oil. There's going to be some garlic powder we're going to put in there and some oregano leaves. And then we're going to take this mixture, mix it with some cooked pasta, which I have sitting right here, and some ricotta cheese and some Parmesan cheese. Then we're going to put it in our casserole dish, and we're going to bake it for about 30 minutes at 375. So I've got my oven preheated, and we want to make large dice with the zucchini so there's some substance to it because it's going to cook down. So we will have a nice chunks of zucchini there as well. Okay. All right. So right now, we've got our zucchini chopped. Let me just bring this over here so you can see what I'm doing. Throw the zucchini right in. And let's get that going. 2 nice zucchini. One thing about zucchini is they tend to, if you don't pick them early, they keep growing and they keep getting bigger and bigger and fatter and fatter. And what happens is they get very sort of woody and hard. So really this size zucchini that I had is really the best size because it has the most flavor. They're very sweet and they're delicious. So we're putting the garlic powder in now. And I'm going to put our oregano in. Got oregano in there, garlic. We're going to put some salt in. And we can always adjust this after we taste it. Salt. And we've got our fresh ground pepper. Okay, so we got everything in there in the pan now. And we'll just get that right on the heat and let that cook a bit. Okay, so we've got our vegetables cooking. Just toss them around a little bit. We're going to let these cook for around 7 minutes or so. And they'll just get a little softened and ready to go with the rest of our ingredients. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I want to show you this because I just got this. And this is sort of an experiment. This is a can opener that I got that supposedly, and I've only used it one time before. You put it on top, you press the button, and automatically, in theory, this will take the top of the can off and make it so that it is safe. No rough edges, no sharp edges. So we'll just see if it actually works. It would be a wonderful thing. So it's like it's almost made its full circle here. Fascinating little gadget. And look at that. Took the top of the can right off. Oh, I love that. And has no sharp edges. What a wonderful thing. So we are going to use these tomatoes. That'll be our next addition to our pan. So this is definitely a great tool, especially, these are the kinds of things, safety features, little gadgets and things that we discover that, I can share with you that really do help when you're working with an older adult, someone you're caring for, and for yourself too. Of course, safety first with limiting the amount of sort of hazards from something like that. So this way we have no sharp edges. So that's a great little tool. Okay, so we're going to stir around here a little more. A couple more minutes. Our onions are starting to soften. Zucchini's starting to cook a bit. And we'll get the rest of this going here in a minute. Because what we're going to do when that's done, I'm going to put the tomatoes in. About a minute, I'm going to let the tomatoes go in there, cook a little bit, and then we'll have that part of our recipe done, and then we can assemble our great casserole and pop it in the oven. So let's get our tomatoes going in here now. Put a can of tomatoes in. So we've got that. And we'll just stir that around a little bit and let it kind of cook and simmer. We've got our spices in there. We've got everything ready to go. So we'll let that cook for just a few minutes and let that blend in the flavors. Okay, so while that's happening, I am going to get our bowl ready. This is what we're going to use to mix our casserole. So I've got our pasta here. We put our cooked pasta right in there, and that's just got a little bit of olive oil on it. Okay. About 4 cups. So this is the kind of thing you want to make this recipe, and you'll have leftovers. You can freeze it. It's great. We put about a cup of ricotta in there. This container's 2 cups, so I put half of that in. We've got our ricotta cheese and a couple of tablespoons of Parmesan. We've got the Parmesan in there, and we're going to mix this up, and then we're going to throw in all of our wonderful zucchini with the sauce. And then we'll get it in a casserole dish, and we'll get it in the oven. Okay. Looking good. All right. So this now, and keep in mind, this is going to cook in the oven. So we're just basically blending the ingredients together. So this is ready to go. And we're going to get this into our bowl. And again, we have that challenging situation of a lot of food in not a giant bowl. But that was the bowl that I had. So I challenge myself often with being able to stir things up and not make a big mess. And I'm always trying to be efficient in the size of things that I use. And basically it's because I don't feel like I know I have to wash these things. So if I can wash something that's a little smaller, it's a little easier to wash. And that's just the reality of cooking. We have to clean up. It's an important aspect. Well, you can see we've got everything blended with this pasta. And this is looking really, really nice. Now, what we'll do is we'll just give it a little taste, because this is our opportunity now to check for salt and pepper. Just be a little bit more salt. Other than that, it tastes quite delicious. Okay, so now we are ready to get this casserole in our casserole dish. And I have this nice casserole dish here that it should fit all in there. And, you know, this is one of those things where we're always trying new things and being as efficient as we can with how we do things. Okay, so I'm going to start spooning this in, and it looks great. See, I sprayed our casserole with a little bit of pan spray, make the cleanup easier when we take it out. We won't have the sticking. Let me get this going in here. And you're seeing the whole process here today. And this is the amount of time it takes in real time to put this together, which really is pretty efficient. Okay, let's put the rest of this in there. And look at that. We got a fit. Well, that's good. Okay. All right. So we've got that ready to go. And one more ingredient for this, and that is some mozzarella cheese on top. We've got our mozzarella right here. Put a little mozzarella cheese on top, and then we've got this great dish ready to go in the oven. Doesn't that look just really good? Okay, so we've got everything in there. We're ready to go. My oven's preheated. I'm going to pop it in the oven, and I'm going to cook it for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to take it out and try it. And in the meantime, while that's baking, we're going to move on to our little bonus project, which is the air fried chicken. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to pop this in the oven, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our casserole in the oven now for 30 minutes, and then we'll see what it looks like. In the meantime, I've got these 2 chicken breasts here, and I had this idea for a rub and to try this in the air fryer. Now, this is a total experiment here, so we're going to try this. I have this silicone air fryer basket, and my air fryer is back there behind me. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of a rub on here, but I found this product, and I like the different soup bases and bouillons. This one is a chicken tomato flavored bouillon. So, it could be used in any kind of a soup, but also as a seasoning. So that's what I'm going to try here. So we're going to try this. We're going to make a rub with this tomato chicken bouillon and some olive oil. And then we're going to get it in the air fryer. So I'm going to put some of this on. Now this has all of the spices in it already. So it's got the salt, everything there. So we're going to put this on this pan. I'm going to throw a little olive oil. And then I'm going to just dredge it a little bit. And we will get it into the air fryer. So let's put a little olive oil on here. We've got our seasoning on there, and we'll just take this and dredge it. I think I need a little bit more of our seasoning powder. Okay. All right. Now this, as I said, experimentation time here. That's the beauty of the Care Kitchen. Just to remind you, this program is brought to you by ComForCare and At Your Side. And we're here every Thursday at 1 p.m. with our program where we try various things with food, and we also prepare recipes from the Care Kitchen cookbook. Right now, we've got our Zucchini and Tomato Casserole in the oven. And while that's cooking, we're going to work with these chicken breasts and pop them in the air fryer. Now, these are some pretty big chicken breasts, so I think the air fryer time would probably be somewhere around 8 minutes aside. So about 16 minutes to cook these. So we're going to pop them right into our basket. And this is an air fryer basket, and it's made of silicone. And these are great things because the air can flow underneath, but it also contains the food very well. And it's, really easy to put together. So I'm going to pop these in the air fryer, and then we're going to come back. And by that time, hopefully we'll have everything done and we can try it all. So we're going to pop these in the air fryer and get them going. Okay, so we're back and we've got everything out of the oven and the air fryer. We're going to see what we have. Now, this is our really nice zucchini tomato casserole. Look how nice that looks. It looks beautiful. Nice brown top, ready to go. Simply spoon it out and we're ready to go. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to serve this today with this chicken that I made in the air fryer with that special seasoning I showed you. Came out beautiful. 8 minutes on each side. And we're going to carve it up and see what we have. I can tell you this is going to be juicy and delicious. It's a beautiful thing, the air fryer. You see how it makes some nice slices of this beautiful chicken breast. It looks great. And you can see that steam coming out of there. We just took this out. Piping hot, ready to go. Okay, we'll put this aside for a little bit later. That's enough chicken for our display. Nice cut up pieces, okay. So now what we're going to do, and you see, how nice that came out. The thing is still hot, so I'm grabbing it, but it came out really nice in that air fryer basket. So we've got a nice chicken breast there. Okay, so I've got our plate right here. We've got our chicken. We've got our casserole. Let's plate it up, give it a taste, see what we've got. But before we do that, I have to taste this chicken because it just looks so good. Came out great. Really, really good. That seasoning really gave it a great flavor. Very simple. You see how simple this is. Really an easy recipe. Okay, so we're going to take some of our casserole. Spoon that on our plate. And we've got the zucchini in there, the cheeses. Everything looks nice, all blended together beautifully. Put a nice portion on our plate. And now we're going to put some of this nice chicken breast on here. And this really looks like a beautiful, beautiful meal. A little bit more. Our last piece on there. And we have a beautiful, beautiful plate of food. So you would present it like that. And that looks so good. Really delicious. So let's give a taste. Very appetizing. It's very, very good. We tried the chicken already. Let's taste the casserole. Get a piece of zucchini here. Really, really good. The zucchini still has a little bit of texture. Very sweet, cooked, delicious. Blend with the cheeses, the tomato, of course, and the garlic. Delicious pasta dish. You can take this, put it in the freezer, make several portions out of it. You can probably get a good 6 portions out of this. And we presented it today with the protein of this great air-fried chicken breast, and it's quite delicious. Well, you know, I want to remind you, this program is brought to you by ComForCare and At Your Side, and we're here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern in the Care Kitchen. I'm Chef Steve. We cook with kindness. We have a lot of fun. Today we tried a recipe from the Care Kitchen cookbook, the Zucchini and Tomato Casserole with pasta, and we made an experiment of an air-fried chicken breast using a special tomato chicken seasoning that just came out great. 8 minutes on each side, beautifully cooked. Well, this has been really a pleasure today, and I've got a great meal here that I'm going to enjoy, and I thank you for hanging in there with me and enjoying this cooking show today, and I'm here again next Thursday at 1 p.m. This is Chef Steve. You have a great day. I'll see you next time. Thanks.